All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. This is BroYosef. I'm back with another video. In this video here, I want to talk about the science of family and how to raise spiritual children. Okay, the science of family and how to raise spiritual children. Excuse the hat. Just came from outside. It's cold up here where I'm at. And just came from outside doing something. I'm still a little chilly. So we're going to get right into the video. To start this video out, let me just say this. A lot of people email me and they want me to go deeper into certain things, but the majority of my emails I get is people who don't understand a lot of things that I explain or need more clarity on things I explain. So starting out in these first strings of videos I'm doing, when I'm explaining something for the first time, I'm always going to do like a one-on-one class, like a one-on-one to give you guys a basic understanding. Of course, I can go deeper into things, but I don't like to go too deep because there's so much other deep information out there, and some people don't even have the basics on, metaphysics and different information like that. So even though this video here is not going to be too metaphysical, I still want to give people a basic understanding of what I'm talking about, and I'm going to give a good book in this video that people can use to help themselves, okay? So to start the video out, the first thing I want to talk about is the mother and the father. The role of the mother and the father, okay? As a man, something that you really need to understand is that your job is to give your family a foundation, okay? Throughout your time as a single man, you're supposed to be understanding who you are, knowing yourself, figuring yourself out. So when the time comes for you to commit to a woman or commit to a family or children, you are ready to give that child, because that's really what it comes down to, passing your information on. You're ready to give that child and that woman a foundation of something they can stand on and believe in and be proud of, okay? I'm not saying you have to be rich and have a bunch of money. What I'm saying is be confident in who you are as a man. Take that, give your woman confidence, which she's going to be naturally attracted to, and she's going to have, she's going to be very glad to have met a man like that. And also you can give your child something to stand on, a foundation to stand on. So they grow up learning right knowledge, okay? So as a man, that's your duty. Find out who you are, find out what you want out of life. Yes, financially also, you don't have to be rich, but learn how to make good investments. Learn how to be a good man. Learn how to find a spiritual system or something that your family can use to give them power, okay? Whether it's the ancestors or some type of spiritual system. These things are very important for a man to do because you're the first phase of the family. You must give your family something to stand on. You're the one, you're the protector of the family, okay? The family survives with the man. The man needs to make sure his next generation can go forward, passing on generational wealth and also generational knowledge and understanding, okay? And wisdom. Now, the female, her role is to be the nurturer of the family, the supporter of the family, right? She must have dreams and goals also, but she must make sure that her dreams and goals line up with what her husband wants. And together, or her man, and together, they can come together and build up off of that information that they have and also raise that child up off of that information. That's the role of the female, because the female are alchemists by nature. Whatever you give a woman, she will naturally take it and transmute it into something better. You give a woman some food, random food, she can take the food and make a meal out of it. You give a woman seed or sperm, she can give you a baby. You give a woman a house, she can give you a home, okay? So these are very important things that the woman must understand. And a woman must understand how to communicate and how to be good with her emotions. Because that's the weakness of the woman, is to be very emotional. So her decision making gets tainted because she gets into her emotions. That's why she needs a strong man. And a man shouldn't worry so much about being beautiful because he looks for beauty in his woman. His woman is his glory, okay? A woman doesn't have to worry about being strong because her man is strong, right? He's her strength, okay? And this is how the two come together. And with that knowledge and that strength and that beauty, they can raise that child up with a good understanding of who the child is, okay? Now the child is the one that soaks up. The children are sponges, okay? They soak up information, they soak up knowledge, and what happens is their personality develops based off what the parents give it, okay? So to get into this, I want to tell you guys a book that I want you guys to read and get. It's called The Trivium. The Trivium. 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 The Trivium. And I think they have different triviums written by different people. But the Trivium is based off the seven liberal arts. And the Trivium deals with the first three aspects of the liberal arts, which is logic, grammar, and rhetoric. Or you can look at it as knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay? If you can give a child the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding of who they are, that child can pretty much learn anything. So the first three principles to the Trivium can give a child a foundation to stand on. Okay? And the child can learn anything based off the three principles of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay, so the knowledge aspects represents the father. Okay, it also represents the input. The father gives his knowledge. Father gives his input. He gives an identity to the family. Okay, that's what the father does. He gives his input. Okay, and the father gives knowledge. Okay, based on what he knows. He gives his light to the family. Okay, knowledge is also light. Okay. So he gives his light to the family. Okay, this is something that's very important to understand. The father gives his input and his light, and gives the family knowledge and a basis to stand on. Okay, the mother gives the family wisdom based on whatever the father gives the mother. She can take it and make something out of it. Wisdom is knowing how to use things for a certain benefit. So a person has a lot of knowledge, but they may not have wisdom. The wisdom is the opportunity to know how to use the knowledge. So this is why I'm saying what the father gives the mother, she can take it and use it as for wisdom for the family. You know, the father has the knowledge to go hunt and kill animals or get fruits and vegetables. And he may not know how to cook, but he can give it to the mother, and the mother can take that and make alchemy out of it and give the family nutrients and something to eat with her wisdom. Okay? This is how it works. And based off the type of child you're raising, you can give that knowledge and wisdom to the child. If he's a boy, then the child will become more knowledgeable. Okay, if the female, the female girl will become more, will have more wisdom, because the female will usually imitate the mother. Okay, and the boy will imitate the father. So another thing we need to understand is that the basis of the family, which is wisdom, right? The foundation of the family is the father, but the pure basis of the family, which is wisdom, is the mother. The mother needs to understand who she is, her role. She gives the family power, okay? She gives the family the strength and the power to go forward with her wisdom, okay? The father is the strength of the family, but the mother gives the power to have the strength. And what I mean by that is this: every man comes from a woman. All knowledge comes out of all knowledge comes out of wisdom. So we must understand this. So to explain it even deeper on a more scientific level, every person that's born has the basis of the energy in your body is mitochondrial DNA. Women are the only ones that have mitochondrial DNA. Okay, women are the only ones that have mitochondrial DNA. Men have mitochondrial DNA, but only in their sperm. So when a man passes on his genes, he's really passing on his mother's genes. Okay, he's passing on the genes of his mother, because in his body, he has no mitochondrial DNA, but women do. And the mitochondrial DNA is the main energy source for all the cells in your body. Okay, so the mitochondrial DNA is what literally gives you life. So if your mother, when we say the woman gives life and power, this is what we literally mean. And this is why in Egypt, the woman represented the throne, and because she was the seat of the power. She gave the pharaoh the power to be the pharaoh. All right, and I don't want to go too deep into that, but based on how a man's diet and what he consumes, if he has more of a diet that consists of iron, he can produce a female through a sperm, because the man is the decider between whether you have a male or a female. So if the man has more iron in his blood, which is the basis of what we are, but if he has more iron than usual, he'll produce a girl. If he has more magnesium in his body, okay, he'll produce a boy. Okay, this is something, a little bit of science for people to understand. So I'm an indigenous person. I consider myself indigenous. So with that being said, one thing people need to understand is that in indigenous cultures, we always venerated and honored the female and honored the mother, okay? The basis of the tribes was built off the female. So if your mother was an Iroquois and your father was Cherokee, you will be Iroquois by blood. Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. This is just the truth. So even with my tribe, I'm a chief, but the root of my tribe comes from my wife and my daughter, because they're the clan mothers of the tribe. This is very important to understand, because this is how we did things back in the ancient days, right? This is how we did things back in ancient days. You get your nativity or your nature or your nationality from your mother, okay? Because she is the basis of all life. And I just explained that with the mitochondrial DNA being the main energy source for the cell, okay, when it's produced. So the woman's body literally gives the family life. So a woman needs to really understand how powerful she is, and understand her power, okay? Because she needs to have an identity, be strong in who she is, and a lot of the strength that she's going to get is from the man, okay? Once the man has a foundation for her to stand on, the family can make it. The family can make it, okay? So going back to the child, how do we get the child to be more spiritual? Well, we teach the child the Trivium, starting out, which is the original several of arts, right? The first 3 steps to the several of arts. The other 4 several of arts deal with arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy. And sometimes instead of astronomy, they'll say cosmology, right? But arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy, right? Those are the other 4 principles. We can get to that later, right? But the first 3 steps, if you have a young child, is to teach them logic, grammar, and rhetoric, right? So that they can understand who they are. So how do we apply these principles? And this goes into raising a spiritual child, because if we can teach the child the basic principles of how to understand something, that when we teach them about their ancestors and about spiritual systems, they can understand those spiritual systems on a deeper level. They can pick up on it just like that, because they know how to know. They've learned how to learn, okay, by using the Trivium, which is a very ancient old system. But to this day, this is what the elite teach their children, right? They give us an education, and the true word of education means to draw out of, to take out of. They don't do that to us. They put things in us to train us for society. And that's really what education is. Education is nothing but training for society. That's all it is. A true education could teach you how to make it in the physical world and the spiritual world. Okay? So these are things that we need to understand. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys an example of something I do with my daughter, right? So I ask my daughter what she wants to eat for lunch, right? And my daughter may say, well, I give her a choice. I say, you want pizza or you want an apple? And she'll probably say, you know, like a young children, they want the thing that tastes good, naturally, right? So they say pizza. So I'll try to explain to my daughter why the pizza is not good for her and why the apple is good for her, right? So I can teach her how to make a logical decision, right? So once I give her, so that's the knowledge. I tell her this is what these things are. I give her the knowledge of these, of what the apple and the pizza is. Then I give her the understanding of it, right? Which is the second part of the Trivium. And the understanding of it goes into helping her understand why the pizza is a bad decision and why the apple is a better decision over the pizza, and what the type of nutrients that the apple gives the child. So, and then you leave it there for a second. You test the child here and there. You put it in front of them again, apple or pizza. And the child will pick the apple naturally, because the child now has an understanding that they get more nutrients from the apple. So it's not about how things taste that makes things good for you. It's about what type of effect it has in your body. And the child understands that now by constantly testing the child, by giving the child the knowledge and the understanding of the good fruit and the bad junk food, right? The child has the understanding now. So with that being said, being that the child has the understanding, the child can now receive wisdom, right? The child can have the wisdom. And the wisdom comes from, now that the child has the knowledge and the logic, or the grammar, which is knowledge, and the logic, which is understanding. Now that the child has that, now the child can make a more wise decision. The child knows how to use those things for its own benefit, which becomes wisdom, okay? By learning how to use the logic and the knowledge, okay? So, or the grammar and the logic, whatever people want to call it. So now the child has become wise because the child has learned something. So now that the child takes that and you teach the child about the altars, let's say like I'm starting my daughter in ancestor work. So I teach her to give her the knowledge on the ancestors. Then I teach her the importance of why we do what we do, the practices, right? So now my child has the knowledge, which is the grammar I'm giving her. Now, then from the grammar of the knowledge, me telling her stories and giving her information, then I give her the logic, which is a good understanding, an overall view of what things are going to benefit her in the system from dealing with her ancestors. Then from applying those two principles, she can gain wisdom from that, okay? She can gain wisdom. So you take that, and then the child learns how to apply that in every aspect of their life. Now the child knows how to use the ancestors. So the child can take that knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and apply that to mathematics, apply that to buying a house, apply that to buying a car. But the child knows how to do research. The child knows how to gain an understanding. Even in the Bible, Solomon said, instead of you just get knowledge, even deeper than knowledge, which is grammar, I'd rather you get an understanding, which is logic. I want you to understand it. And then Solomon went on to say, look for wisdom, right? And he always called wisdom her. So I want you guys to really think about that. So it's not about just getting knowledge or knowing how to say things and you have information. There's a lot of people in this world that have good information, but they don't have knowledge. You know, right? And some people who don't have knowledge don't have wisdom. So we must gain all three and get an understanding. So I want you guys to get the Trivium, Trivium, any Trivium, and read it and study it, learn it for yourself so you can learn how to apply things in your life, and then teach it to your children. And then when the children gets the three main principles down, you can go on to the Quadrivium, okay? And the Quadrivium is the other four liberal arts, which is arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy, okay? And I'll do another video about the Quadrivium later. But I wanted to come on in this video here and give you guys a basic overall understanding about how you can raise your child spiritual by giving them a system that's going to give them knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. But you must also understand your role. You must also understand your role in the whole system, all right? So just want to get on here and do a quick video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know it's a little different from the magical videos I do, but I just kind of felt like I need to do this video, all right? So until next time, you guys have a good day. Peace.